Rain hammered the porch. I stood outside my childhood door with a laptop bag and a lighter keyring. Dad had kept the car key. An hour earlier, he'd told me to get out and not come back because law school wasn't optional. What he didn't know when the deadbolt slid home was that the daughter he'd disowned already held equity worth $15 million. Next time he saw me, I swore I'd watch the sun set into the Pacific from a home of my choosing. I was raised where value followed your name as initials. The Hart family measured love in verdicts and letters. Dad, Richard, quoted precedent. Mom, Elaine, served dinner at 6. My brother Daniel marched into Harvard Law. I rarely made the mantle. Maya, how's constitutional study? Dad would ask over pot roast, certain I was on script. I'd answer smoothly and hide the truth. Statutes dulled me, systems sang. At 12, an uncle's hand-me-down laptop cracked the world open. Junior year, I won a state prize for software that automated filings for small shops. Dad glanced at the trophy. Nice, did you finish the pre-law statement? His favorite parable, Grandpa mopped floors to become an attorney, wrapped obligation in heroism. I wore it through college like chainmail. Political science by day, a secret computer science minor by night. Law school arrived anyway. 3 weeks in, I slipped into an elective on legal tech. There I met Leo Zhang, quiet, quick, a mind like a scalpel. After class, he opened a laptop in a cafe and showed me a prototype. Encrypted channels for sensitive exchanges, he said. I need a partner who speaks law and code. I'll think about it, I told him, and meant it. We met nightly. Leo's studio, the all-night cafe, a library carol. We named the platform Aegis. By day, I briefed torts. By night, I wrote protocols and shaved milliseconds off handshakes. I told my parents I'd joined a tech seminar. 6 months later, Aegis purred. We beta tested with campus journalists and an asylum clinic. Then, a social giant leaked private messages. Privacy roared from footnote to headline. We pushed launch expecting a ripple and got a rip current. 50,000 day one, 300,000 by week's end. My phone buzzed through contracts. I answered while provisioning servers in my head. Sierra Partners emailed. Their offer, $500,000 for 15%, bought 2 hires and an office of cables and optimism. The double life gutted me. I slept 3 hours and lied on Sunday calls. Then Artemis Security proposed acquisition, $15 million and real reach. I stared at the number, then the mirror. The mask had to come off. I withdrew that morning and arrived for dinner at 6:30 in the navy skirt Mom loved. I'm leaving law school, I said. Aegis is being acquired for $15 million. I'm taking it. Silence. Then Dad's laugh. Hard, contemptuous. You're throwing away a career for internet baubles? I slid the letter across. He didn't look. He held out his hand for my keys. Rain met me on the porch. I found a budget hotel, cried into bleach-scented sheets, then answered Leo. He brought clothes and breakfast, steered me to an attorney and a new bank account. 10 days later, the wire cleared. I traced the coast on a map and bought a one-way ticket west. As the plane banked over the Pacific, my life unlocked like a clean comet. Los Angeles smelled like salt and reboot. I toured a glass area above Malibu, the ocean framed like a screen. The office clinched it. 3 walls of water and sky. I wired 14.8, signed stacks of papers, and slept the first night on an air mattress with cheap champagne. At dusk, I kept my vow, watched the sun sink into the Pacific from a home of my choosing. Work gave the house a pulse. Artemis folded Aegis into its suite. I led the privacy division from my cliffside desk and sketched a tool for mapping data trails. I built a life that fit. Morning walks, code sprints, dinners, friends earned, not assigned. Then a profile about the acquisition ran, with a line about my Malibu estate. My brother called. Mom and Dad want to visit. They arrived on Saturday, eyes wide at staircase and view. We ate on the deck. My father cleared his throat. Impressive. Perhaps we can put the past behind us. I set down my glass. I want family, not terms. Love can't be contingent on letters after a name. Silence. Waves. My mother reached for my hand, then let it hover. We were wrong, she said. I was afraid for you. I was afraid of losing you, I said, and lost myself instead. Dad watched the horizon. I spoke unforgivably, he admitted. I'll earn back trust if you'll let me. Slowly, I said. They left with the address saved and no guarantees. That night, I stood by the infinity edge, tide thundering below, and felt something unfasten, not vindication, alignment. My future finally ran on my code.